Today I will disassemble and fix this washer which is making a lot of grinding noise. Let me show you the grinding noise by turning on the washer. I have set the machine on spin mode. I have pressed the start button now. Now I have turned off the washer. As you heard, the grinding noise is irritating. So let's start disassembling this washer part by part. First, we will open the front panel but remove the water dispenser tray before that. To remove it, you can see it is interlocked with the body of the panel. I will press the lock downward and pull it towards me. And now, with the help of a screwdriver, I will remove the screw from each side. Now I will remove this screw in the same way this screw from the top of the washer. Now I will push the dispenser box backward as it will get free from the lock. And now it is easy to remove the front panel. Now we will cut these cable ties to loosen the wires attached to the panel. Now we will detach this PCB from here. As you can see, these connectors are connected inside the PCB. It is a plug-and-play system. The connectors have different shapes and sizes, so they cannot fit into one another. I am removing all the connections. As you can see, the sequence of this connector. One thimble has a gap, and the rest are nearer. The same is in the control board as well. This connector can't fit in this one as it is bigger than the other connector. Next, let's remove this dispenser box from here. For removing the dispenser box, I can remove the pipes directly from here or by removing the valves. First, I am removing the electric connection from the solenoid valve. And remember the position of both wires. Now I will remove the solenoid valve by unscrewing these screws. As you can see, these are not regular screws, so we need a star screwdriver to unscrew them. And now, push the solenoid valve toward yourself to remove it. And this way, it will be detached. Now see that the dispenser box is attached to the water inlet rubber pipe, and to detach it, we have to open the front of the washer. To open the front, we have to remove the door. We also have to remove the rubber, the door lock, or the door switch, and we will make sure whether the drain pump has screws. To open the rubber, we must find the spring and push it to remove the rubber. This is the spring. Now use a flat screwdriver to push the spring in an outward direction. So very easily we have removed this ring. Now slowly and gradually move the rubber in a backward direction and ensure not to damage the rubber. And now, we will open the door lock with the help of a screwdriver. After opening the screws, push the door lock to the side and then in the backward direction. This is how the door lock easily comes out. Now we will check whether it has any screws behind the drain cover. To open this cover, push the lock with a screwdriver, or you can use your hand as well. See, no screw is attached to the body, as some washers have screws mounted to the body, so look out for that. Now I will tilt the washer and place a brick under it. I am doing it as I am working alone on this washer. If you have a person with you, then take help to tilt the machine. As you can see, 3 screws are attached beneath the front body of the washer. Now I will unscrew them. After opening the screws, remove the brick and place the machine back on the floor. Next, I will unscrew the screws attached to the upper side of the washer's front body. To remove the front body, push it upward and then forward. While removing the front body, you have to be very careful. A wire is attached to the front body. So I will cut the cable tie. The door lock wire is inside the hook attached to the washer body. Now remove the door lock wire from the hook. And this is how the front body has been detached. You might be thinking about how the front body stays in its position. This is because these two holes are fixed in the hook. As you can see, these are the two hooks through which the body is hung and do not let the body fall apart. Earlier, we were detaching the dispenser box. We can open this rubber from this clip or unscrew it from here. So let me open it from here by unscrewing it. Now use a flat screwdriver and push the rubber in the upward direction. Now we can remove the dispenser box easily. Now I will remove the cement block mounted at the top of the washer and two at the front. Removing the weights will reduce the weight of the drum and make it easier to pull the drum out from the washer body. So now, I will use a 10 number socket on the ratchet tool to unscrew the bolts of the cement block. And now, I will carefully remove the cement block and place it in a safe place. Now I will remove the front cement block so it may not break. First, unscrew the bottom screws and then the top screw. Now hold the cement block to remove it safely. Next, we will remove the cover at the back so we can have access to the things on the back side. Next, I will disconnect all the electrical wire connections from the back side. First, cut the cable ties holding the wire with the drum, as the wires are free now. So now I will remove the connector from the motor. Now all the wires are being separated which were attached to the drum. Next, we will separate the pipe from the water flow switch. Let me show you how you can do that. You can see a clip on top of the pipe. Now using a plier, I will push the clip downward. Then twist the pipe to separate it from the water flow switch, as sometimes it is hard to separate the pipe by directly pushing it, which can break the flow switch. Now I will remove the door rubber seal, but before that, let me show you a marking. Now you can see an arrow is made on the rubber and the drum, which are pointing towards each other. So I will keep this marking in mind when I fit the rubber again. Now open this clip attached to the rubber. Now lose this clip as much as needed to remove this second ring from the rubber door seal. I am using a screwdriver to remove the ring as it is tightly attached to the rubber. Now I will push. The rubber seal is coming out easily with the ring from the door. Some part of the rubber is inside, and the other is outside. So I will fit it the same way how I have removed it. I am using a brick to put the washer on it in a tilted position. This will raise the washer from the floor to prevent this pipe from damaging and bending. Now I will separate all these electric and mechanical connections from the front. First, let's remove the connector of this sensor, then the wire of the heating element. This wire is also for the element, and I will cut the cable tie attached to hold these wires. Now, these wires are separated too. Now, this rubber is attached to the drum and the drain pump, which is an air-domed tube assembly, so we will separate the drain pump from the assembly by loosening the screw from the top. Now I have opened the screw of the rubber. Before separating the rubber, I will cover the motor with a plastic bag to prevent water from entering it. As if the water went inside the motor, it could get bad. See, a very small amount of water came out of the rubber, and this much is enough to damage the motor. Now we will remove the shock absorbers. The one is here on this side and the other on the right. These shock absorbers have a lock with their pin. Pressing the pin will make it out of the shock absorber. Now I will remove it by pressing the lock, and with the help of the plier, the pin has come out. I did the same to remove the second pin. Now I will separate the shock absorber from the drum. The same I will separate the second one off the camera. Now I will remove the spring attached to the top of the drum, and I will remove the second spring as well. Now the body of the washer is separated from the drum. Now I will separate the motor from the drum. Remove the belt by rotating the pulley. Now you can see a bolt is installed with the motor. I am unscrewing it as this is the only bolt holding the motor. Separate the motor from the drum, and push it upward to detach it from the locks. Let's remove the pulley with the ratchet's help and the 17 ohm socket. I have placed the socket extension bar inside the drum to hold the pulley and apply some force. It is getting hard to apply torque on the bolt, so I have put another socket extender on the drum and extended the ratchet shaft by putting a pipe inside it. Now I will apply force, and the bolt has opened and it is getting easier to open the bolt. The bolt is opened. Let's remove the pulley as well. Now I am using some bricks to place the drum on them. Now, with a ratchet tool's help, I will unscrew all the bolts. Now I have removed the drum cover from the top by pushing it. The heating element is also attached to it. As I rotate the drum, I hear the grinding voice due to the bad bearing. I will separate the stainless steel drum from the plastic drum. I put a bolt inside the drum and will tighten it to tap it with a hammer. And tap it with a hammer. Now I will unscrew the bolt again. I will put the drum down and apply some force to separate the drum from the plastic drum. And it has come out. This is where the seal and the bearing are installed. So I will clean it. Now I will remove the bearing from the drum, as I will have to tap it from the other side so that I will rotate it. Now with the help of a hammer and the bolt, I will make the bearing out by tapping it with a hammer. This is the seal, and this is the bearing. This bearing is bad due to the water damage. I can feel through my hand that it is bad when I am rotating it. Now I will remove the other bearing by placing it on the brick base we made. And remove the second bearing as well. As compared to another bearing, this one is in better condition. Now I am checking whether the shaft's water seal surface is damaged, because if it's damaged, then changing the bearing is all in vain. And I think it is in good condition. It means something went bad with the water seal, due to which water entered the bearing. The surface of the shaft is also good. And the inner opening of the drum also seems to be good. So we will change its bearing and seal to fix the grinding noise. Click on the left video to watch how we replace the bearing in this washer. And subscribe. It's free, thank you.